Hi everyone. This is Harden of Harden's Manga here to tell you about Dogsred Volume 1. Our cover shows the lead, Ro Shirakawa, in a white and red hockey uniform. Though this is a sports manga about hockey, the opening pages show Ro figure skating, even if after the opening double page adorns a flashy hockey scene as well. The mangaka behind this work as well has had a ton of success in the manga industry, such as Golden Kamuy. So understand the art is about to be top notch. We will get 7 amazing chapters to understand our lead better and get heavily invested into hockey. So let's enjoy the ride. Chapter 1 opens with Ro already on the ice in a figure skating routine. The crowd lets us know why the lead looks so disciplined while going through his routine. His mother dead very recently, and a twin sister who doesn't come to his shows. He's alone out on that ice, and the art around this opening segment for Ro really screams this. Panels either show him from afar or really close up, taking up a quarter of pages of just his tricks to really show the intensity. Once his routine is finished, we learn he takes first, but due to information not privy to us, Rose snaps and storms out of the venue after throwing chairs and slashing the sponsor banner. With this concluded, we start to hop into where Ro is bound for next, in Hokkaido, in the sport of hockey. It gets a few pages of introduction into the world of hockey and the schools around it. In all of this, it's good to remember that Ro and his twin sister Haruna are coming from a big city, so seeing the nature of Hokkaido is fresh for them. Haruna's design is that of a tall, slender girl with black hair that sits just above her shoulders with a simple design. After this, we see a panel for the natural ice rink and its amazing depiction, something that the mangaka shines at throughout this volume, with natural beauty shining every chance it's drawn. Back to the action of the story, though. Ro is down on his situation for being out in the sticks, while Haruna harps on him asking why he crashed out figure skating, as then they wouldn't be in their current situation with their grandparents. Ro leaves to clear his mind and skate on some ice, but runs into some little kids. Eventually, the topic of ice hockey comes up, and Ro learns of two brothers with the last name Genma, who are very serious about not messing with the goalpost on the ice. The younger Genma is introduced and has a wild appearance, black hair, and a bigger fighter style build. The young Genma slaps the puck incredibly hard into the net, causing it to be inches away from Ro's face. After some intense close up and personal panels between the two and a heated exchange, we finally get some slowdown for Ro to announce that he will show him the best skating in all of Japan. With that, we get the end of chapter 1, with a lot of questions still on the table, but plenty of action on the ice still to come. Chapter 2 jumps right into where we left off with Gemma, threatening to outline the pond for an ice rink with Ro's blood. The older Genma brother then enters the scene, telling his brother to stand down. Ro eggs on the younger brother, as his feelings about letting everyone on the ice seem to be the bigger issue here. Eventually, the younger brother scores a cheap shot to the groin of Ro and falls on the goalie post, causing it to sink into the ice. The younger brother attempts to jump in and save the net, but is stopped by his older brother. The older brother has a much calmer tone both in drawing style and dialogue, telling the younger brother to go home and stop fighting. A heart to heart about routine is then discussed between the older brother and Ro on the importance of protecting the ice around the net. It's something he fully understands, and again, Ro is asked why he went mad at his figure skating competition, which causes Ro to leave the pond and the conflict to end. We then move to a new scene at the local middle school Ro will be attending. This is where Ro finds a goal to replace the one that went through the ice with a proposition from a new character, Nobuto Dohei, a third year on the hockey team, to join up and play for it. Nobuto Dohei is drawn stockier than most characters in the series so far, with an attitude of not giving up, which is shown immediately as he tackles Ro, begging him to play play on the hockey team with them. Roe agrees, and we are off to start a new hockey career that starts 2 hours from joining the team. So, next, we get a really cool moment in this chapter that kind of explains gear. As a person who may not understand hockey, can learn a lot of the terms from reading this series. And that's really cool to me. What happens next is that we see Roe utilizing gear from the 70s from his grandpa, showing up to a match with just barely enough players to play their final match, and it's into the younger Genma team. Chapter 3 roars with energy, as Roe is extraordinarily excited to topple the younger Genma brother. The mangaka does a great job at showing that Roe really has no idea how to play hockey. Roe can't keep up with the puck as the younger Gemma clashes into him. Rowe strikes back and hooks him, and that lands him in the penalty box. These moments of misunderstanding in the story are incredibly impactful for utilizing Rowe as a building block for us as readers to understand how quick the game of hockey really is. Plus, the panels of a surprised Rowe are really entertaining. Big shout out to the slam into the rink panel. It's a top tier reaction from Rowe. During the penalty, though, we learn more about the school Roe is playing for from his sister, and that it's closing due to declining birth rates. So some feelings of being blindsided are natural for Roe, as he's also learning they normally lose 60-0, which is crazy. Backstory is then provided on why this match is so important to everyone on Roe's new team, as Little Gemma's team poached their coach and star player Fuji. Kosugi, another star player that almost got poached, we also learn about in the same backstory, decided to stay in order to beat the younger Gemma team. Kosugi has a more blank facial feature set with an awesome mohawk. I'm a big fan of how in these backstory panels, he looks hesitant the entire time until he finds out his friends wouldn't be able to play on the ice. So his crescendo of a smile at the end is an awesome snapback into the present game. With Rowe fired up, he slides on the ice with speed and precision. With some action packed frames against Genma, we see him dodge an attempted check into a figure skating move, ending the chapter. Chapter 4 wastes no time in showing Rowe's unique twist to playing hockey. Though everyone is shocked by the movement, unfortunately, Rowe acquires another penalty for handling the puck in his hand. All the while, the crowd heckles Rowe for not understanding the game, while two new teams are arriving to use the ice after the match. One coach named Nihi is finding interest in Rowe as he finds him weird, even though Nihi is crouching on top of one of the penalty boxes, so I feel he should be seen as the weird one. Rowe gets back on the ice after the two teams are slightly introduced, and we see another movement pulled straight out of figure skating for Rowe to end the chapter. Chapter 5 starts with Rowe in control of the puck and losing the puck due to poor stick control, which ultimately leads to hitting little Genma in the face. So, yeah, another penalty box visit for Rowe is in his future, while we see Kosugi wishing the game would just end. It feels pretty sad in the moment, but the story goes quick to the final 20 minutes of the match, and Rowe is rallying the whole squad, stating they will get one goal because they love ice hockey. Two awesome things happen back to back. Nihi, the odd coach, announces loud enough for Rowe to hear that kicking the puck isn't against the rules, and the young Genma stating that if they cannot score a goal, Rowe has to stay off the pond's ice from the beginning of the volume. This causes a rally with everyone exhausted, and even the crowd is starting to believe, ramping all the way in to chapter 6. 2 minutes left on the clock, and chapter 6 feels tense, with panels of far off crowds cheering and close up shots of incredible defense. This is the chapter that really cements the hooks in us as readers. Rowe gets tossed, and the silence in the art allows an incredible moment for a flashback to happen. Rowe's past is addressed, and we see his mother making her choice who to support in figure skating. Haruno's love for the sport wasn't enough to reach the Olympics, or at least that's what their mom is saying, which honestly, a bit of a heart wrencher. And we finally understand why Haruna wasn't attending Rowe's shows in the beginning of the volume. As Rowe lands in the current match, we get some intense panels addressing offense and a pass to Rowe that causes an unorthodox way to get the puck down the ice by skating on top of it. So let's get ready for this final chapter 7. This chapter flies by incredibly quickly. Dialogue boxes are few and far between, so understanding that this game is about to come to a close is shown through artwork that feels legendary. Little Gemma goes to stop Rowe, but boom! A huge jump from Rowe dodges all of that mess. Plus, just huge props should be given to the mangaka and how they create flow for the characters. As throughout this volume, movement is shown to a degree that only a master can create. So back to the story, Rowe comes crashing down. He lands and breaks his skate in a big way. But amidst all the commotion of taking a shot with gear breaking down, the goal is scored and the crowd goes insane, leaving a double panel page with a roaring crowd to end the volume. Dogsred Volume 1 feels special in that even someone with no knowledge of ice hockey can greatly enjoy this story to its core. A big emphasis of the story is teaching the game through a natural dialogue with a figure skater and an audience that might not understand either. But with powerful art, you feel every shot taken and every emotion behind the players. I'd have an easy time recommending this to someone who is new to sports manga, who would say that it's closely like Slam Dunk, another hit manga that's about basketball. Overall, it's a great vibe, and I hope everyone checks it out. Let me know if you're a fan of hockey and who your favorite team is in the comments below. Thanks for taking the time to watch. This has been Mr. Harden of Harden's Manga. And remember, manga is for everyone.